Welcome back to BlackTideTV. On this video, we're going to look at the Elite versus Elite for the Pytaek light machine gun or heavy weapon in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is going to be the exploit on Riot and the loophole on Recovery. I did something very different for this Elite versus Elite. I did ground war because I wanted to get the most out of these crazy huge ammo capacities on these weapons, but I didn't actually manage to do that too well. I got a lot of 2 kills with the loophole, even though it's very good. I only got like 2 kills in each life and then I died. With the exploit though, I've had the exploit for a very long time and I'm very used to it, and it's actually one of my favorite guns in the entire game. And I'm just good with it, so I got like I think I might have got a merciless. It might have just been like a 8 or 9 kill though. I'm not sure, but I did have some pretty good streaks with the exploit over on Riot. So that's what you can expect in the gameplay. Today we're going to talk about these two weapons. We're going to compare them. We're going to figure out which one of them is the best Elite variant. Let's start with the stats. The loophole stats are going to be on screen right now, so you can follow along. The loophole is going to have +1 accuracy, +2 magazine size, making the magazine size up to 150 bullets on this weapon, and it's also going to have -3 handling, bringing the handling down to 0. That is 0 handling, people. That's crazy. But you're going to learn a little bit about that when I talk about the stats in a second. The exploit stats are now on screen. The exploit has +3 range, -1 accuracy, -1 fire rate, and -1 magazine size, bringing the magazine size down to 75 bullets. Now let's talk about these two weapons. The -3 handling, let's get that out of the way right away, because this seems very serious. You're looking at this handling like, oh my god, I'm not even going to be able to hip fire this weapon at all. And that is complete bullshit, because -3 handling on this weapon, surprise surprise, does nothing. Literally nothing. I looked at the weapon stats on this weapon. -3 handling has no effect on this weapon. It doesn't even affect the handling. That handling is usually affected on all weapons. Handling is usually your hip fire, but it doesn't affect it on this weapon at all. -3 handling, bringing it down to 0 handling, is not going to affect your gameplay with this weapon. It's not going to do a single damn thing. You would think that 0 handling would make this weapon like you can't hip fire this weapon. This is now the like a launcher where you cannot hip fire at all. This is now like the Atlas 20mm where you have to aim down sights before you shoot this weapon. Nope, it just doesn't do anything. So forget about that. Obviously, the loophole is going to have no downside now. The loophole is going to be just benefits because handling does nothing. So, the benefits of the loophole are +1 accuracy, which is very nice on this weapon, considering it's a very good weapon to use at long range. That's what an LMG is really for, is for those long range kills. And +1 accuracy is going to be a very nice bonus to that, because that means you're not going to have to activate the Pytaek superpower to get long range kills. I'm going to talk about that when we get into the exploit in a second. The 50 extra ammo is actually very nice. You can just keep firing. You don't have to worry about stopping and reloading, where with the exploit, with the 75 bullets, you're going to run into some issues where you're going to run out of ammo after killing just a couple guys, and you're going to have to reload it, and it's going to become a pain, especially if you're using the superpower on the exploit. So it's great that you can just keep firing, keep hosing down those enemies. You don't have to worry about reloading until you get like 5 guys. Generally, at least 5 guys you can get out of a clip with the exploit, or not the exploit, with the loophole. Also with the loophole, because of the extended magazine capacity, you're going to actually have extra ammo altogether. You're going to have 2 clips. You're going to have 150 in the clip and 150 reserve ammo as well. So that means you're going to have just extra ammo in general. So it's really great that you can just have this weapon. If you're really good at using your LMGs and going on streaks, this is going to be a very good LMG for you. Let's talk about the exploit a little bit. The exploit has +3 range, and that is pretty massive. Like I said before, the exploit is one of my favorite guns in the entire game, mostly because of its looks, but it's got very good statistics as well. They don't quite match up with the loophole statistics, because the loophole has no downside, whereas the exploit has a very noticeable downside. Whereas the loophole, you don't have a downside. It's just extra accuracy and extra magazine size, which they aren't that great of bonuses. I mean, the accuracy bonus is very good, but magazine size is not a big deal. Any weapon can have a magazine size increase if you throw extended mags on it, so it's not a really huge deal, the bonuses that you're getting with the loophole. But with the exploit, you are going to get a very, very good bonus. +3 range is colossal on this weapon. This is really crazy. This is going to have one of the maximum ranges of any weapon in the game, apart from the sniper rifles. And this thing is going to be very, very good for A, shooting down kill streaks, and B, just getting those long range kills. I've matched this weapon up with thermal before, and I've matched it up with definitely foregrip and stuff to combat some of the worst statistics that we're going to talk about in a second. And if this thing can get some really like cross the map colossal kills with this crazy range, so +3 range is a huge bonus on this weapon. However, you're going to run into a couple problems. Problem number one being -1 accuracy. Now, it may not seem like a huge downside, this 1 accuracy, no big deal, but that is going to force you to have to use a foregrip on this weapon. You cannot use this weapon without a foregrip. If you are, then you're just either really, really good at controlling your kick, or you're just like, you're crazy, because this weapon you definitely need a foregrip on to control that crazy ass kick, especially if you're going to use it at that long range. So foregrip is very, very good, very good attachment to have on this, especially because you're losing that 1 accuracy. Now, you are losing 1 fire rate, and this is kind of a benefit, a hidden benefit, as well as a downside. So your downside is you don't have as much fire rate. You're going to be firing slower. It's worse for close range. You might run into problems there. You might run into problems with just getting kills with it in general because it has slower fire rate. However, if you are using it at longer ranges, the -1 fire rate can be very beneficial to you. Longer ranges, it's not really that important that you get as many bullets downstream as fast. If you're combating, like if you're fighting like snipers and stuff, they're going to be staying in one position generally. If you're fighting long range snipers, they're not going to be moving around a lot, and you can get them, you can really ding them with this weapon because they're going to be staying in one spot, and you don't have to worry about firing as many bullets as you can, as many bullets as fast as you can to get them before they move. So the -1 fire rate isn't going to be that bad of losing that fire rate. It's not going to be that bad. The hidden benefit of -1 fire rate is it's kind of like +1 accuracy in and of itself. The whole algorithm for what's the word I'm looking for view kick in this game, for how much your weapon kicks, how accurate you are, incorporates your fire rate. So the lower your fire rate is, the higher your accuracy is. So -1 fire rate is actually giving you a little boost to accuracy at the same time. So even though you're losing a little bit of, you're losing that 1 accuracy, you're probably gaining about half an accuracy because you're losing the 1 fire rate as well. So even though this weapon doesn't look like it's that great, even though that it's losing all these different attributes, it really doesn't affect the weapon as much as you think it does. Now, the -1 magazine size may be a problem, and it's going to make you really hesitant about using the superpower with this weapon. I've talked about the superpower with this weapon a couple times in this video. What is the Pytaek superpower? Now, a lot of people still don't know this, which I'm very, very surprised about, but the Pytaek actually has a very, very cool superpower in this game. If you fire and then keep firing, if you hold for maybe like 4 or 5 seconds of your firing, just shoot like 20 bullets out into space, this weapon is going to come down and it's going to become a complete laser. I'm not even joking. This weapon, if you hold your fire for like 20 bullets, maybe like 5 seconds, the weapon is going to come down and you're going to hit every single bullet into the single same hole. If you're shooting at a wall across the map and you get into the superpower mode, it's going to hit, every single bullet is going to go into that same hole in the wall across the map. This is going to be the most accurate weapon in the entire game once you get past that little superpower. Now, with the exploit, you're going to fire your first 20 bullets, and that's going to be a major, major downside to your weapon, because now you only have 50 bullets to use with the superpower. Whereas with the loophole, you're getting a bonus to accuracy, so maybe you don't need to use a superpower as much to use this weapon. So the loophole is very, very good for that, and the exploit, even though that it does have that -1 accuracy, That's completely ignored once you get into the superpower with this weapon. If you fire your first 20 bullets and you get into that laser accuracy point, it's not going to matter that you have -1 accuracy because it's going to be 100% accurate anyways. So where does the edge lie with these weapons? Obviously, the edge is going to lie with the Loophole because it has no downside whatsoever. However, I still feel strongly about the exploit. The exploit is still my personal favorite. I love it. I love the camo on it, which let's talk about that real quick. The Loophole camo is gold and spirally and floral, and it kind of has like a double barrel kind of look to it, which is really cool. But the exploit just completely dominates it. It's got this big, thick barrel. It kind of looks like a massive suppressor or something, and it just looks amazing. I love the look of the exploit so much, and it's just really, really cool. So the edge goes to the Loophole in this Elite versus Elite. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you guys on the next Elite versus Elite, which is going to be on the Bulldog. Thanks a lot for watching.